What is up, guys? Rick Kakis here, and Bungie just released a new trailer for the Age of Triumph, teasing the content that is going to be in the next Bungie reveal stream. So we're going to be taking a look at that trailer and then analyzing what it shows and what it reveals could be coming soon to Destiny. Now before we do, guys, of course, if you enjoy this content and enjoy being kept up to date with the latest Destiny news, please be sure to support the video by liking, commenting, and especially sharing. It's a simple thing to do, but it really does help me out. So let's take a look at the new Age of Triumph teaser trailer.
You defended this city from the worst the darkness sent against us. Your light has been our beacon. We thank you, Guardian, and we will never forget.
Now, there was actually some pretty interesting stuff revealed in that trailer, but before we talk about that, let's get over some kind of clerical issues for people maybe uninformed. So, the Age of Triumph is the new content offering for Destiny. It is going to be free, but it does require that you have the Rise of Iron. In fact, it requires you to have all of the Destiny DLC content. Aside from that, it's going to launch March 28th, which is a Tuesday, and the next stream they're talking about is going to be Wednesday, March 15th at 10 a.m. Pacific time on Bungie's official Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Bungie. Alright, so that's all the kind of official dates and times, all that stuff out of the way. Now, let's analyze this trailer. At the very beginning, we see the three classes represented around the Earth. We see the three symbols for Titan, Warlock, and Hunter. This could just be absolutely nothing, just the intro to this trailer, but just keep that in mind for the upcoming content revealed in this trailer as well. Now, this trailer is focused around, of course, the new weekly rituals. That's what the upcoming live stream is about. We've known this for quite a while, that weekly rituals are going to be detailed in some way. Another thing that we knew, because we saw its symbol appear in the initial teaser, like that this stream was upcoming, was we saw the symbol for the Prison of Elders. So we knew right away Prison of Elders in some way is making some kind of comeback. Well, what's the first thing we see in this trailer when it's showing content? We see the Prison of Elders. Now, the one thing that does stand out to me here is that it shows the takenized version of the Prison of Elders. There is two versions right now in the game. There is the normal, still you can go back and play, the normal level 28 Prison of Elders with the original bosses, and then there's the remade takenized version that came with the April update. And it's showing the taken version, so that's going to be what's updated with this new content offering, the Age of Triumph. Now, I think most people kind of expected that. However, there was kind of a theory going out there that the Prison of Elders would be remade once again with a Siva-fied version. This is kind of disproving that and just saying that the taken already updated version is just going to be brought up in some way and possibly new modifiers added as well. Now, moving on, the next really interesting thing is Daybreak Strikes. This is something totally new as far as we know, Daybreak Strikes. Now, what we have to go on what the heck this is all about is Bungie literally did say in their last weekly update, their weekly blog post, they said that they're going to add more mayhem to the Nightfall. Now, what is the exact opposite of Nightfall? Literally, it's Daybreak. So that's some wordplay showing maybe this Daybreak Strikes, like maybe this is the updated Nightfall. maybe this is how the Nightfall will change. Another huge possibility is just that this is some sort of new playlist or new weekly activity. Perhaps you can do the weekly Nightfall activity and then in conjunction also do the weekly Daybreak Strike activity. Like there's two different weekly strike activities, the Nightfall Strike and the Daybreak Strike. Each of them have their own unique modifiers, each of them have their own unique differences. And in fact, okay, what is a Daybreak Strike? Well, this is going to be, a little bit of evidence, but mostly speculation because we don't exactly know. We just know it's called Daybreak Strike pretty much at this point. But Bungie's wording will add more mayhem to the Nightfall. Now, a lot of people looked at that and said, well, mayhem, where does that come up in Destiny? Well, it comes up with the mayhem playlists in PvP. Mayhem Clash, Mayhem whatever, it basically means that there's a lot more heavy and special ammo available, and your super and abilities recharge way quicker. So that was one of the leading theories going into this trailer and this upcoming Twitch stream, is that mayhem modifiers or something like that, where you would recharge your abilities and super so much faster, were being introduced into the Nightfall. So it's very interesting then that during the trailer, what did they show? Well, they show a Titan and a Hunter popping their supers immediately. Right after that, literally the next piece of gameplay, they show a Hunter popping its super. So you just have 3 supers popped in a row for the representation of Daybreak. Like, it literally says Daybreak Strikes, it shows gameplay of a bunch of people popping their supers, and that's it. Now, let it be noted that during the Prison of Elders gameplay, they also just showed a Night Stalker Hunter using the bow. However, they did show some clips of the enemies themselves and stuff. But I just think it is a little interesting that it says Daybreak Strikes and then it immediately switches the gameplay to a bunch of people popping their supers. I think that really does lend credence to the theory that the Daybreak Strikes in this case, or the Nightfalls that have been changed or updated in some way, will have some degree of similarity to the PvP Mayhem playlist, where you just are popping your abilities and using your super so much more. That would definitely be quite fun. And in fact, the very end gameplay, showing off yet another strike, shows a Titan using, you guessed it, his super. Now, again, this is definitely, you may be thinking, well, that's some pretty compelling evidence, right? Mayhem involves you popping your super a lot more. We see a bunch of supers being popped, but, I'm going to rein myself back in here, kind of play devil's advocate, just because Bungie loves to show Guardians popping their supers in trailers. Like, they just love that shit. So, it could just be what Bungie thought was cool. Like, definitely a Titan slamming in on the giant ogre. That's pretty cool. That's some pretty cool gameplay for a trailer, and that's all it is. So maybe Daybreak Strikes are something totally different that we can't really assume from this revealed trailer. Now, one of the last things I wanted to mention involves what I talked about at the beginning of the video, which was the first thing shown in the trailer, which was the representation of the 3 classes, Hunter, Titan, Warlock. And I think it would be very interesting if there's going to be class-specific modifiers. There's already class-specific pages of the Age of Triumph, an entire page for the Titan, Hunter, and Warlock, showcasing what you've accomplished for each of those classes. So Bungie could be trying to entice people to playing classes that they haven't, to experiencing all 3 of the classes. And so I think it would be pretty cool to be able to mix up modifiers in Nightfall Strikes, in Daybreak Strikes, in the Prison of Elders, by having class-specific modifiers. Hunters do more damage, or Titans, abilities recharge faster, that sort of thing, to again encourage players to play all of the different classes. That would be pretty cool. Now that is pure speculation, but it would be pretty cool. So, a pretty interesting trailer nonetheless. We got to see a little bit of the Prison of Elders, and by the way, that's a very interesting case. It was already updated, as I said, in the April update. It already has modifiers. It already drops infusible light level gear if you're doing the updated version, And it already has kind of a weekly version of it with the Challenge of the Elders. It has all of those things, so it's going to be very interesting to see what Bungie does to change it. Or if they do, I suppose there's a possibility that they just update the light level and say, okay, we're good now. And I hope they do a little bit more than that. Especially I hope they change the loot system, because the loot that drops, most of it is pretty lackluster, and that's why not too many people do it anymore. And of course, we also got to see the reveal of Daybreak Strikes. Don't exactly know what those are just yet, there's a lot of speculation, but hopefully they will be a good addition to Destiny. And an entire new playlist for Strikes would be definitely a fun thing to divvy up your weekly Destiny activities. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it informative. Now, if you did, please remember to help me out by rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That's linked in the description down below, as is my Twitch channel, which you can also follow. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.